Okay, we're going to move on now, shifting focus to another big story we've been tracking. This is a story that's gone viral online as well. Bangalore's worst water crisis may be around the corner. The Niti Aayog's latest report has claimed that Bengaluru will run out of groundwater in the next 2 years. This is an emergency that's not just environmental, it's civic. The people of the city are about to suffer very badly. The deterioration in water levels is due to several factors, including a nexus between tanker mafia and residents. Take a look at this ground report by India Today's Nolan Pinto.
India's Silicon Valley, Bengaluru, will run out of groundwater in the next 2 years. The Niti Aayog's latest report might be scary, but there is a lot of truth in it. This is the posh Domlur locality in Bengaluru. Every drop of water being filled in the water tanker might not be available in the next 2 years. The tanker mafia is said to be quite active in the city. The members of the gang fill water from the houses that might not have licensed bore wells and then share profits with them. According to Niti Aayog's Water Management Index report, more than 54% of India's wells are showing a decline in water levels. At least 21 major cities are expected to run out of groundwater by 2020. Drying up of groundwater will affect more than 100 million people.
Now the tanker mafia is not just responsible for the exploitation, but the over-exploitation of groundwater in Bengaluru. Now, even though politicians and officials from the BWSSB and the Groundwater Directorate know about this, no action whatsoever has been taken to rein them in.
There are reports that after Cape Town in South Africa, Bengaluru would be going dry very soon.
Yes, I agree that we are exploiting the groundwater. So today we had a detailed discussion with the Bangalore Water Supply Board, BWSSB, and we discussed that more such exploitation of groundwater should not be done, and absolute accountability should be brought for recharging the groundwater.
Bengaluru Mayor R. Sampath also accepted that the tanker mafia was active in the city.
But there are some places where they are making this as a business, and we'll make sure groundwater is not affected.
Water expert S. Vishwanath claims that the report should be taken with a pinch of salt.
The groundwater authority which has been created for Bangalore is manned by 2 people. We need to strengthen the institution which manages groundwater. We need to put in place enough people and personnel to make sure that the groundwater rules are adhered to.
Today there are more than 400,000 borewells in Bengaluru. Water experts tell India Today that if 1 million borewell recharging pits are dug in and around the city, it will be able to store approximately 60% of the rainwater that falls onto the ground into the aquifers. And this will be sufficient for Bengaluru's water needs throughout the year. That is 24/7, 365 days. As easy as that.
Despite fairly good rains last year, groundwater table in Bengaluru did not rise. This is due to lack of space to let water pass through soil within city limits. Rampant concretization in Bengaluru, lack of proper implementation of rainwater harvesting, no adequate borewell recharging pits, and acute loss of wetlands and vegetation. A report by the Indian Institute of Science in 2017 highlighted how Bengaluru was being concretized. As of now, concrete spaces in the city have increased up to 78%. If the current trend continues, 95% of Bengaluru will be concretized by 2020. India Today spoke to Karnataka Deputy CM G. Parmeshwara on the entire issue.
In addition to not trying to exploit it more, this is two-way. One is not to exploit more, the other one is, you try to conserve.
We want the citizens of Bangalore to be very safe because they are the highest taxpayers in the country. So we are looking at it, and even the Kaveri Tribunal has given us quite a relief on that issue.
Recently, the National Green Tribunal in its report slammed the state government, stating that the Bellandur Lake is nothing but a septic tank and does not have even 1 milliliter of clean water.
Rapid urbanization has changed the face of Bengaluru from what it was earlier. a garden city into a concrete jungle today, with the Niti Aayog coming out with a report stating that by 2020 Bengaluru will run out of groundwater. It looks like our leaders and politicians seem to be least bothered about all this. However, water experts tell us that all is not lost if we act today itself by saving rainwater and digging recharge pits in the ground to save that rainwater. But for this to happen, you require two things to take place: political will and strong citizen participation. For India Today in Bengaluru, this is Nolan Pinto.
Well, this is clearly one of the worst water crises the city of Bengaluru, the garden city, ironically, it's always been called, faces. And this is a civic crisis that most people don't even know about. Very soon, it's going to be in their homes, in their shops, in their offices. It's going to become very, very real for the people of Bengaluru. Joining me live from the beautiful city is India Today's Nagarjun Dwaraknath, who has some citizens with him who are aware of this crisis. Nagarjun, 2 years is the very alarming time limit that's been given, to the possibility of the groundwater levels almost completely disappearing. This is a real emergency, Nagarjun.
Well, true, Shiv. This is a real emergency situation that we are staring at. In next 2 years, the groundwater level in Bangalore city might be depleted or might be, coming down to a nil. We have seen Bangalore being the city of lakes and called the garden city. But now with the amount of concretization that the government and the private civic society also is doing, it's alarming that at the rate at which that this is growing and the depletion of water is continuing no matter what the government is trying to do. Joining me now from Malleshwaram, remember this is an old part of Bengaluru, are residents of the city of Old Bangalore. They are also having some apprehensions about how the groundwater level might decrease in the next few years. Sir, ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ
ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರಂ ಇವನ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ ರೋಡ್ಗಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದು ಲೇಕ್ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಫ್ಲೈಓವರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ರೋಡ್ ವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದರಿಂದ ಗ್ರೀನರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮಳೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ
As this gentleman was speaking here, he's saying that concretization is the main cause here and encroachment of lake beds. Remember, lakes and tanks act as one of the solid resource for groundwater, for percolation of the water through the ground. But that has been encroached today, and that is one of the main reason also why we are looking at groundwater being depleting. Let me take the other voice here. What do you have to say about the government who's saying that they are investing on the rainwater harvesting? Are they doing enough, or do you still feel that the government has a lot more to do, and also citizens also should take part and get in rainwater harvesting in the apartments or houses?
Of course. So it doesn't work with just one person or one team taking actions. So it should be everybody's actions, and there are a lot of direct and indirect reasons leading to this mess we are in right now. But I won't go into the reasons. Everybody knows the reasons. It's just that when people are giving ideas and government is not implementing those ideas, then there is no point in us talking because it's not going to change.
But are you scared that in next few years maybe the next generation won't have any drinking water left, or maybe the lakes will be encroached, there'll be no groundwater? What next for Bangalore city?
Yeah, so this actually came into, it was always there, this difficulty was always there, but it only came into everybody's eyes when another city faced the same problem. So it's just that at least by now, since we are not the first, we can at least learn from this. And if we don't change and take actions for this, and yes, I'm very scared that people have to vacate Bangalore.
Okay. As you heard, in fact, Shiv, some voices that says that they are fearful of the future. Can Bangalore go the way that Cape Town went just last year, about how they would have dry day in the next few years? And we saw Shimla also in Himachal Pradesh, how they were looking at shortage of drinking water. Will the Bangalore city go that way? That is the big question that one will have to answer in the next coming year.
The city of lakes, the garden city, it's unimaginable that it is facing an environmental crisis of this kind. Thank you very much, Nagarjun, for getting us those citizen voices from the city of Bengaluru.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.